Synchron Platforms International Limited was incorporated in 2016, but before that, we had been doing some things in terms of tech support, building small applications for small to medium scale enterprises. And then, so we kept providing that till we incorporated it with the CSE in 2016. Our business purview or scope is to offer tech solutions to businesses, households, corporations, and government entities. So we do all the way from software to applications that can enhance or optimize productivity in businesses.
For us at Synchron Platforms International Limited, work started months before the 2023 gubernatorial election with a series of preparatory steps.
Our expectations were that we're going to cover the three major sectors in situation room, which is pre-situation room operation, the situation room operation proper during the course of elections, and then a post-operation, which is analytics of data and looking at incident reports. We expect that at the end of the day, the fallout would be a technical report that sort of captures what happens before the elections, what happens in the elections proper, and then what happens after. The after is the analytics, as I've earlier mentioned.
Election data management is delicate and requires carefulness in talent recruitment. We went on to assemble the team, carefully vetted each talent consisting of software developers, data analysts, network engineers, digital creators, and content specialists. The Director General of the Bayelsa New Media Team, Dr. Kolawole Oredigbe, handled the team in charge of data gathering. With high expectations looming over us, we went to work. Though the election was slated for a day, our work started days before and lasted days after the voting exercise, running into a week of detailed and careful work.
Situation room is a room for people who, of course, are keeping close monitoring of the process of election. I've managed about 5 previous elections in this capacity, even beyond Bayelsa, and it gives me a lot of joy to see that we are building capacity of people who can appreciate what data means.
During the elections, we capture data, which is the results. We capture incident reports, which are happenings, favorable or not, to parties or to communities that affect or has direct bearing on electoral outcomes. Because some of these things are, if you're not well captured, people can't make reference to them in the future. There are litigations, and of course, there are several reports around the globe that states that there is election violence that emerge upon conclusion of elections because of
the job here is mainly about reaching out to our agents and getting the information from them. We feel, first of all, that you should be able to read and write, you should be able to communicate, you should be able to speak the prevailing language in that community. Here, for instance, if you can't speak Izon, be able to speak in Pidgin, be able to speak the normal English, because the people you are going to interface with are speaking any of these languages that I've mentioned. And that's the first thing. You should be able to have some sense of reasoning, analytical reasoning. You should be able to understand simple data, because you may be in a position to add 1 or 2 together. 1 plus 2 should be 2. So those are the criteria we look at. And beyond that, those who are going to do the technical section imputing should have basic knowledge of computer, some application in the computing, to ensure that we put a formidable team together to achieve this task. We'll be here for 5 days, and the earliest we'll go to bed to be like around midnight, and by 5 a.m. we're up again. So interface with the media, so that wherever we see that opposition is trying to play funny, we'll blow it into the media, reach out to INEC, election management team, then observers. So all of these things come into play to ensure that you have a robust decision when you want to take an action. From units to the ward level to the local government, we pick up all the incidents that happen in the course of the election, ranging from security issues, electoral malpractices that you may identify while you interface with your agents.
Honestly, situation rooms don't capture 100% of the data that comes from the field, but it gives them a sense of whether or not they are ahead of their opponents or they are lagging behind, because the trend is the same. Even if the figures are not exact, the trend is the same. If you're leading, you see that it's an indicator, that shows you that, oh, you are leading. If you're not, it's also an indicator that shows that you are not. And of course, it's another tool that can make you interface with security agencies, because what emanates from reports from the field gathered in the situation room can also help in making you interface effectively.
The crowning point was when the incumbent governor, His Excellency Senator Doyediri, spent the hours leading up to the announcement of the final result by INEC with us at the situation room. The moment of victory was witnessed by a hall full of dignitaries, pressmen and women, and of course, the incredible team of Synchron Platforms International Limited.
There is election violence that emerge upon conclusion of elections because of irregularities, behavioral attitude of participants. What I mean participants, stakeholders of elections, be it from agents, INEC, loyalists of parties and all that. So we expect that we will be able to have a technical report that covers these three sectors, and that these reports can be informative to political parties and stakeholders, even the public, non-for-profit organizations and INEC, and inform them of patterns that can cause problems and how to mitigate these patterns in subsequent elections.
When you have the best of situation room like this, you are sure of a good result. But when you even think you can't win, we can give strategy from here to ensure that you have the best of results.
The reports that situation rooms produce can be used as part of a document in an event of litigation in court.